Have you ever heard something so simple that you almost didn't believe it could work? Because today I'm going to share something that might surprise you. A single stretch, yes, just one, that many doctors say can actually do more for older adults than taking 10,000 steps a day. And I know that sounds unbelievable, maybe even a little dramatic. But if you're an older adult yourself, if you're caring for one, or if you just want to stay active and mobile as the years go by, I want you to stick with me. Because what I'm about to share could genuinely change your daily comfort, your mobility, your balance, the way you feel when you wake up, and even the way you move throughout your entire day. And the best part? It doesn't require equipment. It doesn't require a gym. It doesn't require perfect fitness. And it definitely doesn't require you to walk miles or count steps. Just one stretch. One simple movement. And I promise you, once you hear why it works and how it works, you'll understand exactly why doctors are so impressed by it. A single hip flexor release stretch can create a surprisingly powerful transformation in the way older adults move, balance, and feel throughout the day, because it addresses a part of the body that walking often overlooks. While walking is excellent for heart health, circulation, and general activity levels, it doesn't fully open the front of the hips or counteract the tightness that naturally develops from years of sitting, aging, or limited mobility. When the hip flexors are tight, the pelvis tilts forward, the stride becomes shorter, posture shifts out of alignment, and the lower back begins to work harder than it should. By releasing the hip flexors, this stretch restores length to muscles that directly influence how the entire lower body moves. As the hips open, the legs move more freely, the spine stacks more naturally, and every step becomes smoother and more efficient. Many older adults experience an immediate sense of lightness or relief, and over time, the change becomes even more noticeable. Tasks like standing up, stepping onto a curb, climbing stairs, or walking longer distances start to feel easier because the body isn't fighting against stiffness. This is why doctors emphasize its importance. When the hips move well, the whole body benefits, without requiring thousands of steps to achieve meaningful mobility improvements.
Tight hip flexors are one of the most common yet overlooked sources of discomfort and mobility decline in older adults, and releasing them can create improvements that ripple throughout the entire body. Over years of sitting, reduced activity, or simply natural aging, the hip flexors gradually shorten and stiffen, pulling the pelvis forward and putting constant tension on the lower back. This tension often shows up as chronic back pain, stiffness when standing up, difficulty lifting the legs, or a feeling of heaviness when walking. Many people assume these issues come from aging joints or weak muscles, but in reality, the tightness at the front of the hips is often the root cause. When the hip flexors are released through gentle stretching, the pelvis returns to a more natural position, reducing strain on the spine and helping the core activate properly again. This alignment allows the legs to swing more freely, makes walking smoother, and improves overall balance because the body is no longer compensating for restricted movement. As the hips open, pressure on the knees and lower back decreases, steps feel lighter, and everyday movements become more natural. By addressing hip tightness directly, older adults can experience relief and improved mobility in multiple areas without needing intense workouts or long exercise routines. This stretch is simple, gentle, and requires no equipment, which makes it one of the easiest habits for older adults to stick with because it can be done anywhere at any time without needing to change clothes, go to a gym, or follow a long workout routine. Its simplicity creates consistency, and consistency is what leads to meaningful changes in mobility. Many older adults struggle with exercise routines that feel too intense, too complicated, or too time-consuming, so a stretch that takes only 1 to 2 minutes removes those barriers completely. The movement is intuitive, easy to modify, and can be done while holding onto a wall or counter for extra stability, making it accessible even for those with balance concerns. Because it's gentle, it doesn't create soreness or fatigue, which means it can be practiced daily without hesitation. Over time, this small act becomes a routine that naturally fits into a morning ritual, a midday break, or a moment of relaxation before bed. The simplicity also encourages people to pay attention to their bodies, noticing how the hips respond and gradually open, which builds confidence and encourages more movement throughout the day. Improved hip mobility creates a natural chain reaction that makes daily movement feel easier, which often leads older adults to become more active without even trying, because when the body moves comfortably, motivation rises on its own. When the hip flexors are released and the pelvis sits in a more balanced position, every step feels smoother, the legs feel lighter, and the body doesn't have to fight stiffness with each movement. This shift can make something as simple as walking across the room feel more effortless, and that ease encourages people to get up more often, take more steps throughout the day, and re-engage in activities they may have avoided due to discomfort. The improvement in balance is another big factor, because when the body feels stable, confidence grows, and confidence is often the missing link that keeps older adults from being active. As posture improves and the stride lengthens, breathing also becomes deeper and more natural, adding to a sense of energy and readiness to move. This gentle boost in mobility can create powerful momentum, where one positive change leads to another, and before long, movement becomes something the body enjoys rather than something it resists.
Doing this stretch every day creates gradual changes that add up in a meaningful way, helping older adults counteract the stiffness and mobility loss that often come with aging. Over time, the hips begin to open, the muscles relax, and the joints move more freely, which makes everyday tasks feel noticeably easier. When stiffness is reduced, the body doesn't have to fight against itself to move, and this ease brings a sense of confidence that affects everything from walking to bending to getting in and out of chairs. This kind of consistent stretching also helps maintain independence because it supports the natural movements people rely on throughout the day, allowing them to continue doing the things they enjoy with less discomfort. As the body becomes more flexible and better aligned, discomfort in the lower back, knees, and legs often decreases, creating a more comfortable baseline for daily life. Better mobility can even improve sleep, mood, and overall energy because the body feels more at ease. Over weeks and months, that small daily routine becomes a long-term investment in comfort and freedom of movement, helping older adults stay active, maintain balance, and enjoy a higher quality of life without needing intense exercise programs or complicated fitness plans. I hope this simple but powerful message inspires you to take just a couple minutes every day to give your hips the attention they deserve. Because sometimes the smallest routine creates the biggest change. And if this one stretch helps you move through your day with less stiffness, less pain, better balance, and more confidence, then those 2 minutes are absolutely worth it. If you found this helpful, stay tuned. I've got plenty more practical, gentle, and life-changing health tips coming your way. And until then, take care of yourself, move with kindness, and remember, your best years can still be ahead of you when you take steps, or in this case, stretches, that support your body every single day.